Hello, hello, CraftingMantis here, and welcome back to another episode of Vegetarian Hardcore. So, in the last episode, we ended up going into the Nether, which was harrowing, to say the least, but we did end up finding the warped biome, which is what we needed, because we are going to need that for some of our gardens and stuff once we get those in place. And so, yeah, so definitely super excited to actually have that. So for today, I was out working, trying to get some stuff set up, and I ended up getting attacked by a raiding party. Not like an actual raid, but you know, the little guys that, just kind of, go running around with their little banner looking for trouble. And I took them out relatively easy. It wasn't too big of a deal, but it got me thinking. And that we really don't have a safe base of operation. We really don't. And I need to start setting up farms, and stuff in order to actually start getting some of the wonderful stuff that we need for, for moving forward, like with the castle and the city and all of that. And so I have decided that I want to prioritize the wall that goes around the actual city area. And so that is what we are going to be working on today. And so the first thing that we need to do is we need to clear out a hill. So let's go ahead and get to work on that. And with that, we now have a relatively flat area to work with. Now, some of this is going to end up changing because as I do the terraforming and stuff, we're going to end up with maybe little hills and, maybe some actual like water features and stuff. So that's one of the reasons why I had left that over there. That is a natural dip in it. And I'm like, okay, that, that might work out as, maybe like a koi pond or something along those lines, depending on how the walls end up going. And that's, same way over here. The biggest thing is going to be getting in the gates as well as, trying to figure out where the roads are going to end up going. And then we can kind of figure out how everything is going to end up kind of coming together. But let's go ahead and come down here so we can take a look. And then I also ended up clearing out all of the grass and stuff as well, in order to kind of, get a better, idea of what we have going on. Now, this right here, this is going to be the inside edge of the wall. The wall is actually going to end up being 3 thick. And so it looks like I might end up having to dig out a little bit more of that little hill right there, but it will work for right now. Now with these, what my plan is to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's going to be that, and then it's just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that. So we're going to end up doing these in sections, and hopefully I counted right when I originally laid these down, and we actually have 5 in that direction. Granted, it doesn't necessarily matter, but we'll have to kind of play around with it and see what ends up happening and kind of adjust the wall as needed. So let me get all of these markers in, and then we can kind of, figure out where we're going to go from there. So I've got it all laid out now, and there was only one area that I ended up having to do an adjustment because it didn't count out right, and that was that section right there. I had to move it this way by 1. But other than that, it all ended up coming out even. So we have five pieces in between each one of the wood. And so we'll be able to get all this, to go all the way around. And then we've only got a little bit of an elevation change, and not too big of a deal. So that'd be really easy to end up adjusting the wall here. So let's go ahead and come over here, and I can show you what the plan is. So this is how the wall is going to end up looking. So we've got 3 of the stone with the spruce logs in between. We've got the cobblestone, so it kind of looks like it's deteriorated a little bit on the bottom, and so it's a little bit, yeah, like that. Oh, and I just noticed that, no, these are not supposed to be up, and and of course my inventory is completely full, as you can see. Yeah, and then we've got a dark oak roof on top with these spruce buttons here, and then on the outside facing, so this is going to end up being a gate here. On the outside facing, we are going to have these banners here, and I left one in the inventory. One, I need to copy it because I'm going to need at a minimum 2 more, or 4 more, depending on if I want to do it inside and outside, because we're only going to do 2 gates right now. But it starts with a black banner, and then we've got a couple of the lime things, and then the black border around that as well. So if you guys want to, copy this or whatever, you guys can. Just go ahead and pause the video. But yeah, so that is going to be our kind of our kingdom flag. I was, messing with it a whole bunch before I even started the the actual hardcore series, and that's kind of what I had come up with. Now, I'm kind of iffy on whether or not I want to stick with the green. I mean, it does go with my, with the, like my actual, like, well, not really my avatar, but my logo. And so that's, that's kind of the reason why I went with green. And plus, green is also one of my favorite colors. Green and black. Black is actually my favorite color. So that actually, kind of works out. But that is going to be what the wall is going to be. And then we're going to end up doing the gates here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and wait for the sun to go down so I can take a nap. And then I'm going to get the wall into place. And I'm probably going to also put in the gates as well. I don't know if I want to do a time lapse of those or not, because they should go up relatively fast. So we'll see how it all goes. So let me get these walls in, and we'll see where we stand. And there we have it. We now have a finished wall as well as 2 finished gates. Definitely really happy with how this ended up turning out. So let's come over here and take a look at this. So I decided to go ahead and use the lanterns on here to help light things up around. Granted, it doesn't light up too far from, from the actual wall, but it does look, really, really cool, which is, which is one of the things that I want, I want this build to look cool. But yeah, so we got the gate here. I ended up doing a combination of the spruce and the dark oak. In fact, let's get back up here so we can see it a little bit better. So we've got a nice little flat section right on top, and then just a little, kind of curly cues. we'll call them curlicues. Why not? That kind of go over, and then the main roof. And then we've got stone that's in here, and then in the outside layer, we've got the nice little dark oak. And then we've got the fence gates, and then the spruce logs with the buttons, and then the giant gate. I wish that we could actually place doors, like, on top of doors, because it would be really great if we could, like, actually, like, put doors like that. That would be really cool. But outside of creative and the place block, I don't think you can really do that. And of course, as soon as you update it, it would end up popping off. So yeah, that really wouldn't work. But yeah, so let's go ahead and come in here, and the inside here pretty much is the same, other than, I did, boop. Here we go. Because the plan is to have the banners on the inside as well. But for right now, we do not have those, because I will need to get, I need to get some more of the black wool. Though it looks like the sheep are, yeah, they've gained their wool again. Yeah, and I definitely regret not doing a time lapse of this, because oh my goodness, this took a lot longer than I had anticipated. I kept running out of materials, and so yeah. But luckily, yeah, we're all done. And then here, if we come over here, in fact, I ended up making some scaffolding because it makes, so much easier. And I'm like, why haven't I done this yet? But if we come over here, I wanted to show you guys how I kind of did the roof here. So we came over here and turned the stair with an upside down and then another turn stair to kind of just bring the roof angle up. And then here we went from the slabs into a stair and back into the slabs. And so this is all going to be mob proof. So we don't have to worry about lighting up any of this stuff here. And then for the roofs over here, for the actual gates, these are mob proof as well. Except for there was one spot on the inside. I actually had a zombie groaning at me from in there. So I lit those up. And then with these ones here, we've got two spots right on the top mobs can spawn on. There we go. Apparently having some difficulty speaking today. But I put carpet on those so that we don't have to worry about that. So completely mob proof. And then I went through and I lit up the entire area in here. So we do not have to worry about any kind of mob spawning in here, which is phenomenal. So now we don't necessarily have to worry about that out too much. Granted, we still need to worry about our villagers. They should be safe. They're all nice and tucked into each one of their houses. So if nighttime comes around, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. And I don't think it's too much of a problem anyways, because I think, the iron golem isn't showing any kind of damage. So either I'm doing really, really good at sleeping, or there really hasn't been any mob spawning over there, which is fantastic. So let's go ahead and head over here so I can show you guys this one. Oh my goodness. I do not know what it is, but here recently, I think it's probably a computer issue rather than an actual game issue, because I definitely been getting some lag spikes. So I'm thinking that my computer's trying to do something. But yeah, so here is the outside gate on this side. So this one was a little bit more interesting because for one, it was up one more. And then the actual bar ended up inside the wall here. So I went ahead, I went with it. I said that it was 5 in each section, so that's what we did. And so this is actually, relatively symmetrical, which is kind of cool. And yeah, and then we just ended up introducing the roof into the actual wall section here. So it'll be interesting to see how the castle, because there's a section on this side and on this side that kind of overlap. It'll be interesting to see how that ends up kind of going into where the gates are. So definitely super excited to get, moving forward with the castle. Granted, there's still lots and lots of materials that need to be gathered for that. That's also one of the reasons why I wanted to kind of get this, moving forward, because what I am planning on doing is actually moving these guys, since their pen is so small. I'm thinking about moving these guys like over into the back possibly, or somewhere outside. I'm not 100% sure on that because I want to still be able to get to them. And it'd be nice to have them in, you know, a safe location where I don't necessarily have to worry about, like, you know, creepers spawning in, you know, inside the pen. So I'll have to figure out where to put those guys so I can breed up some more because, you know, like the rules say, we are not allowed to cram them into any pens and, you know, in this particular series. So I'm definitely thinking that I can't breed these up too much more before they start really bumping into each other. So we definitely need to find them a new home. In fact, what I should probably do is actually find them a permanent home, you know, create an actual pasture. Because one of the things that we need to do is we need to set up farmland. So I will, kind of twitched the mouse there. Sorry about that. What I want to do is to create farmland, like especially back here. So what I will probably do is figure out where I want to put the bridge here. And or just have a road come through because we could, or I should road or path or something along those lines. I'm not 100% sure. And have it just run across, you know, run basically parallel to the castle wall and bring it out here, and then maybe it goes off into the forest here because it goes straight into a hill there. So we may not want to do that. And then I want to get the river actually connected up over here. And so I wish, okay, hold on. Maybe we could see it from this corner. Or actually, you know what? Here, we're going to go up. But yeah, see, the river kind of got cut off here. So I want to terraform this a little bit. And so I want this to be farms, but I want the river to be able to go all the way through as well. So I need to work on kind of widening this area out here and then kind of getting that situated so that the river can actually, you know, go all the way through and then turn this into probably wheat farms because because that's one of the trades that we have for the farmer. So it would be really nice to actually have like a full farm to kind of harvest from and be able to trade with, you know, with the farmer outside of the potatoes. The potatoes have been my big emerald maker at the moment. But yeah, so I mean, we definitely have lots of areas that we could potentially do it. Like I'm planning on taking out this section right here and this. And so we could potentially put the actual sheep and our, I think 2 cows now. Yeah, I rescued a cow from a cave over there. But yeah, so we could end up putting them over here in a much bigger like pasture area. And then do like the farms and stuff around because I'm not going to do the farms in here. This is actually going to be a city proper. So we're not going to actually have farms and stuff. So we'll have gardens, but not farms. But yeah, so that is huge that we now have a completely safe area that we can kind of work in without having to worry about things coming in attacking us other than, you know, phantoms. But I sleep too much for those. Though at some point we will need to let the phantoms spawn because yeah, we're gonna need the what is it? I can't remember what it is that they drop, but regardless, we're gonna end up needing that because that's what you make the slow falling potions out of. So, but yeah, so I definitely hope that you guys have enjoyed this episode and this lovely, lovely project here. I am really, really happy with the way that the gates turned out, and I'm definitely super, you know, looking forward to adding some more. Like, we're probably going to add one over there, and then possibly one on this wall, on this side. It all depends on, like, where we do the buildings and what things we end up putting in here. So yeah, so I definitely hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, and if you did, definitely hit that like button.
If you're new to the channel, click the Mantis icon to subscribe, then hit the bell button to get notified when I put out additional content. Want to check out more of my videos? Try the one on the left, or you could check out the playlist on the right. That's it for now, but I'll see you guys in the next episode.